Bonjour, everyone. Welcome back to my channel, Let's Learn with Lizzie. Today, we are breaking down the most important quotations, inferences, personal connections, and text connections of the text, The Last Lesson by Alphonse Daudet. A must read story from the CBSE Class 12 English Flamingo. Whether you're preparing for exams, making a literature project, or writing an answer that stands out, these quotations will help you impress your teacher and boost your marks. Let's dive in. The first quotation: I started for school very late that morning. This is the opening line of the story. It sets the stage and reflects France's carefree attitude towards school, especially towards the language French. But by the end of the story, his perspective changes completely. The next quotation is, What a thunderclap these words were to me. This line captures Francis' shock when he hears that it's the last French lesson. It marks the emotional turning point in the story when he realizes the value of something he took for granted. Then we are having the quotation, We have all heard that an order has come from Berlin. This is M. Hammel's official announcement. It tells us that German will replace French in schools, a direct result of the Prussian occupation. This quote highlights the theme of linguistic and cultural loss. Then we have all great deal to reproach ourselves with. This is where M. Hamel blames not just the students, but also the parents and himself. The tone becomes reflective and full of regret. It's a powerful reminder about neglecting education until it's too late. The next quotations are, Your language is the key to your freedom. While not worded exactly like this in the text, this implied message is central of the story. Daudet wants readers to understand that language is not just communication, it's identity, culture, and resistance. Poor man, it was an honor of this last lesson that he had put on his fine Sunday clothes. This quote shows M. Hamill's respect and dedication. He treats this class like a sacred moment filled with dignity and love for his language. It seemed almost as if the poor man wanted to fix it all in his head at one go. This quote describes the final blackboard scene. It symbolizes how M. Hamel wants to give everything he can, even in his last few minutes. It's both moving and symbolic. Finally, we are having the quotation, Vive la France, long live France, the final line M. Hamel writes on the board. It's his last act of patriotism and silent rebellion. He may have lost his voice, but the message remains loud and clear. Never forget your roots. So there you have it all, the most important quotations from the last lesson explained with context and meanings. Use these lines in your answers to show depth and understanding. Include them in your notes, revision, or even class presentation. Which quote hit you the hardest? Let me know. Now we are going to focus on the inferences of the text. What can you infer from this text? France was not the only one who took French for granted. The entire village had neglected their language. M. Hamel, though strict, was deeply emotional about teaching and loved his country. The old villagers attending the class silently confessed their past mistakes. The story reveals that language is power. Losing it is like losing freedom. Through the silence of the people and the weight of the moment, we feel the loss of identity. These hidden messages make the story so rich and meaningful. Let's interpret the story's deeper meaning now. The last lesson isn't just about school, it's about losing culture, language, and pride. The blackboard becomes a powerful symbol of resistance. M. Hamel's final act of teaching is like a silent protest. M. Hamel stands as a figure of sacrifice and patriotism. Francis' transformation from careless to thoughtful shows that true learning happens when you value knowledge. The story criticizes procrastination. We often realize the worth of something only when it is gone. How does this story connects to the real world and to us today? History is full of examples where colonizers tried to erase local languages like British rule in India or Nazi Germany. Today, we still face the risk of losing our native tongue to global languages. The message is clear. Don't take your culture and language for granted. We all have a last lesson moment, something we value only after it's too late. What does this story make us think about personally? Personally, I felt a connection with France. We have all ignored important things in life until we realize their values. M. Hamel's quiet dignity reminded me how dedicated teachers are. The story made me want to appreciate and use my native language more. It also reminded me that education is a gift and we must treat it that way. What about you? Did this story make you feel something similar? Well, so that was our deep dive into the last lesson. If you're preparing for board exams or just want to become a smarter reader, understanding these layers will make your answers sharper and more impressive. If you like this video, don't forget to like and subscribe. And for more Class 12 English content, share it with your classmates. Hit the bell icon so you never miss a lesson. Until next time, stay curious, stay reflective, and respect the power of language.